Hello, welcome to a modern match with Seismic Loam. Um, my opponent won the die roll and will go first. My hand is two lands, Raven's Crime, Faith is Looting, Inquisition, Maelstrom Pulse, and Raven's Crime. With Faith is Looting and a couple lands, I think this hand's very keepable. Let me bring this out so you can see what's going on. I will not like to mulligan, and he won the die roll, so he would choose to go first. This hand's might be a little slow against aggro, but against any of the control decks, I think this hand's fine. You know, as I said, Raven's Crime and Inquisition are great against the control decks. Oh, Delver, that might be bad. Alright. He plays Delver. Oh. My turn. Let's see. So I'm going to play Blackleaf Cliffs and then Faithless Looting. Let's see what I get. Okay. So next turn, I'll probably let's see. So while Raven's Crime is great, you know, in the late game when you start drawing lands, right now it's not that useful. And if I ever actually want to cast Raven's Crime, I can just retrace it by discarding land from my hand. So I'm going to discard both Raven's Crimes and say go. Next turn, depending on what he does, I'll either Inquisition to try to see if he has a counterspell or something, or I'll play Dark Confidant. In the hopes of starting to draw some extra cards. Find either my seismic assaults or even flame jabs right now would be great, and obviously life from the loam. So he missed with Delver, considering what land to play. Move this over. Getting a tapped fetch land and Serum Visions. Okay, that makes sense. So he fetched, got a tapped dual land, and then Serum Visioned. Probably trying to set up some sort of scribe with Delver the Secrets so that he could, flip it, start attacking for 3. Cast Serum Visions, and he's thinking. So right now we're probably playing against blue, red, white Delver. That deck's interesting. There are a lot of different versions. There are versions with Geist the Stain Trap, versions with Restoration Angel, Ice Scepter. So I kept the one on top. That's probably an instant or sorcery. Draw a card for our turn. Inquisition. So let's cast Inquisition. Let's cast our first Inquisition. If we see another card we want to take, we can play our dual land and cast our second Inquisition. If not, we can play Lava Call Reaches and just say go. Inquisition, let's see what we see. Remand, Serum Visions, Geist of Saint Traff, Lightning Helix, Path to Exile. Okay. So it looks like he's playing Geist of Saint Traff. With as many 2 mana or low instants he has, he's also probably playing Ice Crown Scepter. Let's see, what could be the biggest problem for us? Well, I think leaving him with the removal is fine. Next turn we'll probably be able to Maelstrom Pulse his flipped Delver. I'm going to take Remand with my first one. I think I'm going to play Overgrown Tomb in order to play my second Inquisition. I will pay 2 life. And I'm going to Inquisition him again. This time I'm going to take... This deck does have answers to Geist, but the only 2 answers are really Liliana, and I don't have it in my hand. So I'm going to take the Geist just in case. I don't think he put a land on top, but it's possible he did. I'm done for my turn. So we could have done 2 things there. We could have pay this living. We definitely could have taken the 2 removal spells and tried to set up a Dark Confidant. An active Dark Confidant with him having no removal, but the Geist is a clock, and if he draws 1 removal spell with that Serum Visions or this Faith is Looting, we could be in trouble. I'm not a big fan of Faith is Looting in the blue, red, white Delver deck, just because its inherent card disadvantage. You're essentially 2 for 3ing yourself. He discarded Scalding Tarn and Path to Exile. But in the Seismic Loam deck, I do like Faith is Looting because it provides you, with a way to dig for your life from the Loam, which is the key to the deck. Or even if you have life from the Loam, you can draw 2 and discard 2 lands and make up your card disadvantage with life from the Loam. So he Serum Visioned, attack for 3 and said go. So we know he still has a Lightning Helix. We could play Dark Confidant and try to run straight into Lightning Helix. I think I'd rather not. Let's see. So we know he has at least a Lightning Helix. Let me open up my graveyard so you can see it a little better. Over here. Okay. Now, I do like the idea. What I can do here is play a manland and then use my 2 Raven's Crime. I can retrace it twice in my other 2 lands, taking his only 2 cards, one of which we know is a Lightning Helix. I actually like that play. We're going to set up him with the empty hand, having the top deck. Hopefully, I'll be able to keep a Dark Confidant out, and I do have Maelstrom Pulse to deal with his 3/2 flyer. So, I think that's the route I'm going to go. So we're going to Raven's Crime, targeting him, discarding Blood Crypt. He's thinking about it, and he will discard Path to Exile. Okay. And now we know the other card in his hand from our earlier Inquisition is Lightning Helix, which he can't cast. So I'm going to Raven's Crime him again, discarding Graven cards. Now leaving him with no hand and a flipped Delver to my Maelstrom Pulse and Dark Confidant hand. So now we'll let him go. He did keep a card on top when he scribed with Serum Visions, so who knows what that is. Maybe a counter spell, maybe a burn spell. He attacks with Delver, flip Delver, brings it down to 11, and then an unflipped Delver. Alright, my turn. Liliana. So this is interesting. So we could get greedy, play Dark Confidant, and hope he flips Delver, and then try to Maelstrom Pulse both. That might be a little too greedy even for me. Yeah, I think we'll play the safe route. We can Maelstrom Pulse the flip Delver. If he, and then next turn, if he doesn't draw a creature, use Liliana to kill his other Delver. So I'm gonna do that. Yep, Maelstrom Pulse the flip Delver. Again, could have gotten pretty greedy and hoped he flipped it, but you know, if he flips it with something like a Remand or a Lightning Helix, you know, attacking with the 2 flip Delvers put me at 5, and you know, that's a low life total against the deck with all that burn. Alright, we'll see if he flips Delver here. And he does with Remand, so we're going to take it and go down to 8. Okay. So now that we know he has Remand, I think we still have to try to play Liliana, let it be remanded, and, you know, take another 3. But Liliana, and he obviously remands. There's no way around this. If I had 4 land, I might have tried to play Dark Confidant, get remanded and play Dark Confidant again, but, you know, I was hoping to draw a land there. It's like a Raven's Crime taking away his remand, but it's a dream. The fact that he's thinking end of turn makes you think, yep, he has a Lightning Bolt. So he's going to bring us down to 2, which is not good news against a red burn deck with at least 8 burn spells. So we might be dead. Yep, we're dead. Snapcaster into Lightning Bolt. Maybe we did need to Raven's Crime our way to 2 lands. Who knows? As you can see, without Seismic, without Life from the Loam, this deck can kind of sputter. We were still in that game, and you know, without him drawing that remand, if we Liliana, make him sacrifice, we're in pretty good shape. But he drew remand and got us. So let's see. So I'm going to sort these piles by name. So we saw it is a Delver deck, blue, red, white Delver. I'm thinking he has Isochron Scepter. We didn't see it, obviously. Let's think. So cards that might be good against him. Against decks where we're not 100% sure what we're going to see, I do like bringing in Maelstrom Pulse. Without seeing Isochron Scepter, I'm hesitant to bring in a lot of my Ancient Grudges, so I will bring in an additional Maelstrom Pulse. What else? Let's think. So I like bringing Bojuka Bog against that type of deck, just because with a Snapcaster deck, Bojuka Bog isn't really sacrificing that much. It is, you know, it comes up like tapped, but we're not sacrificing that much by playing it. So I will bring that in. Let's see what else. Combust could be useful, but it probably only hits Delver in that deck, maybe Restoration Angel, depends on his list. I'm going to avoid that for now. Let's see. We're going to be on the play this game. One of the things is, I think a lot of people miss is that your sideboarding should change whether you're on the play or the draw. Oftentimes on the play, I will try to sideboard a little more aggressively, take advantage of that. The fact I'm on a play. If I'm on the draw, I might sideboard a little differently. You know, it's not so much true with this deck, but just in general, it's one thing to keep in mind when you're playing. Let's see. Often post-board people will bring in Graveyard Hate, and for that reason, I'm not a huge fan of Bloodghast. This deck's already so Graveyard reliant. I think in matchups like this where you might get killed by Delvers, I will sideboard out some Bloodghast in order to provide some protection. What else might be good against him? Let's see. Should we bring in Combust is the question. I don't think so. I think we have enough removal. We did get killed by Delver, but I think we have enough removal to be able to stop that. Damnation against the blue control deck is kind of slow and not fantastic. And I think the rest is fine. We could board out a land and bring in another spell because we're boarding in Bojuka Bog. I think I would do that. No, I won't. This deck can deal with flooding better than most. You know, if you flood, you can still use it for Seismic Assault, or you can discard a Faithless Looting. I will like to play first. So our hand is Blood Crypt, Swamp, Lava Claw Reaches, Faithless Looting, Tarmogoyf, Verdant Catacombs. That's fine, you know. With Faithless Looting, if we're land flooded, we can always get out of it. I'm probably going to Terminal Inquisition. Hopefully hit something important, maybe even a Delver or something for a discard spell. Or a removal spell. One of the strongest plays this deck and Jund, for example, has is turn 1 discard spell, turn 2 Tarmogoyf. If I'm able to hit, let's say, their path, it's really hard for them to deal with. Or turn 2 Tarmogoyf. Or if they just don't draw a path. So let's see. So turn 1, I'm going to play the Blood Crypt and take 2 life. And I will cast Inquisition and Kozilek. Let's see what he's got. So he's got Snapcaster, Molten Rain, Steplinks, Serum Visions, Remand, Lightning Bolt, Scalding Tarn. Interesting. Ooh, that's a greedy keep. So we need a lot of land to make this hand playable. Even a Steplinks by itself isn't that great. Sorry for that. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna take Serum Visions. I'm gonna try to punish him for his greedy keep. If he had another couple of lands, I'd probably take Snapcaster. Molten Rain's not even that great against me because my curve ends at 3, and I already have 4 lands in hand. I'm gonna take Serum Visions. Take Serum Visions, punish him for his greedy keep. Hopefully. So if we see a land other than Scalding Tarn, we know he got rewarded for his greedy keep. Scalding Tarn, sacrifice. Hallowed Fountain, Steplinks. Cool. Alright. So now, Life from Loam. Might get to see, you'll probably get to see this deck in action now. So let's see. I'm gonna play Verdant Catacombs, sacrifice, get a Stomping Ground. I like to get lands that produce red all the time, just in case we draw a Seismic Assault at any point. And I could cast Life from Loam to get the engine going, but with his greedy keep, I think I like playing Tarmogoyf here. Yeah, I'm gonna play Tarmogoyf. I'll say go. So we did see a Lightning Bolt. I know my guy's at 2/3. If he chooses to Lightning Bolt it, I drew no services. If he chooses to Lightning Bolt it, they'll get an instant in graveyard. This will make it, which will make Tarmogoyf a 3/4 and survive a Lightning Bolt. I know that happens a lot to some people on Moto. They Lightning Bolt my 2/3 Tarmogoyf, and all of a sudden becomes a 3/4, and they're like, why did it die? Why didn't it die? But that has to do with state-based effects and things like that. So he's Serum Visions, Scribe, and put 2 on the bottom. He's probably missing a land drop. We'll find out. And survey says nope, he had a land drop. Okay. So his greedy keep drew a land, which is fine. Alright, he's gonna get another land. Steam Vents, untapped, put in the 14. That's fine. That's totally fine. Let's see. What will he do? Probably attack. 11 is a low life total, but I don't want to trade my Tarmogoyf. Yeah, and if I draw any of my removal spells, I'm fine. So I'm gonna let that hit me. We do have to remember he has a Snapcaster and a Lightning Bolt, so he has potential for at least 6 damage in his hand. So Steplinks hints me. Let's see what happens here. This is probably the crucial turn, this next turn. Depending on what I draw with Faithless Looting. And he says go. Okay. So untap, draw. We draw Maelstrom Pulse. So we have 2 choices here. We can play very defensively. Maelstrom Pulse is Steplinks, swinging for 3, putting him on the back foot. We could try to be cute with the Faithless Looting, discard, hopefully 2 lands, life, and loan them all back. This doesn't really change our board state, though. Let's think. I'm gonna play defensive. I'm gonna make sure we don't have to deal with the Steplinks, grow my Tarmogoyf into a 3/4, and swing in for 3. There we go. So, do that, say go. I guess the worst thing he could do is multi-rain my Stomping Ground. That doesn't even seem that... Oh, Lightning Bolt's me, so he's going for the head. He missed a land drop, I guess. Yep, says go. Our Tarmogoyf is now pretty big. So we know he has Remand, so I'm going to try to run Faithless Looting right into it. See what he does. Okay. So we know he has Remand. I'm probably not going to play Dark Confidant this game. So I'm going to discard a Dark Confidant and a Black Cleat Cliffs. Yeah? Yeah. Alright, so let's think. So now we can run Life from Loam, Strain to Remand. Or we could just attack for 4, bring him down to 7, play Lava Claw Reaches. Yeah, but you know what? I think I'm gonna run into life. I'm gonna run into Remand here, because that puts that that essentially gives him a turn where he does nothing. I will choose my land cards. He'll probably Remand, maybe not. Maybe he just wants Lightning Helix me. You know. He has lands in his graveyard, so I'm not worried about Tarmogoyf getting smaller. He allows that to resolve. I'll play Lava Claw Reaches and swing in for 4. Takes it. Let's see what he does on the turn here. Since he didn't Remand, yeah, he's going to do something. Snapcaster, just for a beater. So he's going to bring me down to... what could he have in here? He might have double... well, Lightning here, so we could be in trouble. Interesting. So next turn I'm representing lethal. He knows I have Verdant Catacombs. I can make my Lava Claw Reaches a 3/2, and my Tarmogoyf is a 4/5, so that's 7 points of damage. If he has Lightning Helix, that will muck up my math. Nope, I guess he doesn't. Okay, so we still know he has a Remand. He scoops. Okay. Going to game 3. So now we're on the draw. We are on the draw. On the draw, I like to play a lot more defensively. Bloodghast, not very good on defense. You know, obviously, can't block, so that's not good. I'm going to board some Bloodghast out. I don't even really like Liliana on the draw, that to be honest, but I'm going to then bring in... I can either bring in Kitchen Finks, Combust, or Damnation. Kitchen Finks, I like Kitchen Finks against him. Yeah, let's bring in Kitchen Finks. I'm gonna bring in 2 Kitchen Finks just to provide, some stability at the top of the curve. As you'll see, curve is very low heavy. Having this to help game life near the end is great. We already have enough 2-drops as is. Yep, submit, and here we go, game 3. So we have 4 lands, Maelstrom Pulse, Raven's Crime, Kitchen Finks. If he goes turn 1 Step Links, that could deal a ton of damage. Turn 1 Delver could deal a ton of damage. I can't even really cast Kitchen Finks with this hand. This deck can do better. I think we'll mulligan this. See what he does first. I'll close that so it doesn't bother us anymore. Really thinking about this hand here. Yeah, this hand's not great. If this was a Flame Jab, I might keep it, just because Flame Jab against this deck is great. Against the blue, red, white Delver is great. You can kill Step Links, you can kill Delver. I will mulligan. He did not mulligan. I will. That's not good. Question is, do we want to go down to 5? If we draw a green land, we can start setting up life from the Loam. If I did not have a whole audience watching, I might gamble, but I think I'll try to get a better hand. This hand's not much better, but we're not going down to 4. If we draw a Blood Crypt or anything, I think we're fine. Hand obviously not optimal, but this hand can play defense. No, he does nothing on turn 1. Maybe we should have kept that first hand. Alright, well, sorry, but this might not be a very fun match if I don't draw land soon. Sacrifice our Mesa. Get a dual land, probably. Steam Vents tapped, yep. Okay. Gonna auto yield, not bluff anything. Here we go. Does nothing on turn 2 also. Yay! Alright. So I'm gonna pay 2 life. He probably has remand, but you know what? I think I'll just run into it. See what he has. Yep. It's a good top deck. Still not out of the woods though. He has. If he goes Geister, we could be in trouble. There probably comes a remand. Yep. Say go. See what he does. Land. Sacrifice. Yep. Geist would be big trouble right now. Gets a mountain. Molten, yeah, that's not good. Well, should have kept that first hand. He hasn't done anything. And we are in trouble. Sorry for an uninteresting match. I try another Molten Rain. Yep, Geist. Okay, now we are in trouble. But we still have outs. Delver. Here come the beats. Blackcleave Cliffs. That's actually pretty good. Yeah, let's go for Tarmogoyf. If he has a Path to Exile, at least that'll get us a land and try to bring me back in this match. Delver gonna flip. That's not good. Alright, we are in trouble. If he has a path here, we might just be dead. So he is attacking. I have to block Geist. Take 7. I have to block Geist. Run into Lightning Bolt, but what else can I do? Yep. Token exiled. Lightning Bolt McGoyf. Might just hold Lightning Bolt me. Might just use Geist as essentially a 3-man flame javelin at me. Yep, Lightning Bolt my Tarmogoyf. Molten Rain, that's not good. And this might be the beginning of the end. Sadly, a Life from the Loam deck is mana screwed. Yeah. Well, if I'd known he'd done nothing, I would have kept that first hand. but such is life. Alright, well, this is basically going to kill me anyway. How am I going to... I have to play this tapped. Hope he has a handful of lands, but that might be a pipe dream. Let's see what he's got. He has Vendilion Click. Sure. Yep. Yep, not gonna do anything. He's gonna kill me. So, good games. I'll concede. You got it. So, sorry for that game 3, but I hope you enjoyed that match. If you saw any misplays, maybe I should have kept that first hand game 3. Let me know. And I'll bring some more matches. Thanks.